is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sam Shocker joining us today on the panel.
I'm happy to be here.
Hey, anything you want to say to the Las Vegas crowd? Did you have fun in Vegas with Erica, the girls trip? Uh-oh.
You know the famous saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Did anybody recognize you guys when you were there?
Well, yes.
Did you guys recognize you guys when you were there?
Erica, you're here too? I came with you.
It's funny because, like, occasionally, we're all out and somebody will come up, and probably you more than everybody, but they'll come up, be like, oh, I see the show, whatever. But we would get this, like, Sam would be first and someone would be like, and then they'd look at me and be like, oh, or vice versa. And they're like, oh, so it was like the power of having more than one of us there. Then they're like, I watched the show.
Except it always happened when Tori wasn't there.
I know, it was.
Which completely ruined Tori. Like, she'd be like, what happened? And Eric and I would be like, oh, well, we met this woman named Sandra. And Tori was like, huh? And then 10 minutes later, yeah, Tori, you should have been there. We met Melanie.
Wow.
Every time she left us, somebody would come up.
She has FOMO even when she's there, which is great.
Well, shout out to Las Vegas. Let's get to it. The Critics' Choice Awards honored the best in TV and film yesterday. The cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once picked up an award for Best Picture, and Better Call Saul finally got some love and won the award for Best Drama Series. There were also some sweet moments on the red carpet. Christina Applegate brought her 11-year-old daughter Sadie to the event, and Brendan Fraser. Is it Fraser or Frazier?
I think you nailed it.
It's
Fraser.
He changed it, right?
Like Fraser, Fraser,
Not he changed it. We're pronouncing
it right now.
I judge myself. I double.
Oh, you said it right?
Yeah. Brendan Fraser and Kiwi Kwan reunited 30 years after starring in Encino Man together. Wow. Makes me feel old. They both won awards, with Brendan giving an emotional speech as he was being played off. Let's watch.
If you, like a guy like Charlie, who I played in this movie, in any way struggle with obesity, or you just feel like you're in a dark sea, I want you to know that if you too can have the strength to just get to your feet and go to the light, good things will happen. Thank you.
You guys are choked up?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's like, how could you not be?
It was a little cornball-y for me.
No, oh my God.
I'm going to be honest with you. It was a little like he was playing a part. Go to the light?
No. I mean,
Take
especially
it, Erica.
like
Take
if
it.
you, we know
He didn't wake up from a
Brendan's.
coma.
Yeah, but we know his story and how he was in a sea of darkness for a very long time, like a decade. So the idea, and it takes a lot when you're really in the pit of darkness in order to like put one foot in front of the other. And he is living in his greatest comeback story. And I felt that came from deep within. I don't think it was gimmicky at all.
And first of all, he did wake up from a coma in Encino Man, so don't forget that.
Oh, I did. Yeah, he was thawed by the ice. That's right.
Number two, this is the first time I enjoyed, I know it didn't get great ratings, but this is the first time I enjoyed an award show, because between Kiwi Kwan and Brendan Fraser, I saw two people who actually appreciated their art. Not to say other celebrities who win awards don't appreciate their art and their moment, but we actually witnessed like two huge comebacks, and you saw the angst in their voices speaking just gratitude that they never thought that they would work again in the industry that they loved so much. So for me, I kind of felt like, wow, here's two people that we put on a pedestal that I can finally relate to. So I thought it was beautiful.
Al, remember 30 years ago in Encino Man? They were up here.
I was down with some Encino Man, and it's like anytime I'm even close to Encino, when I'm in Cal, I'm like, oh, I know that movie.
It is a good movie.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like he was in it. Jeff, your reaction and Erica and Sam's reaction, I think, was so telling, because unfortunately, you have to be in a really dark place to understand what he was saying. I was talking to a friend this weekend about depression, and they were saying that everything is just super gray. And so when he was talking about like finding that light, in not staying in that darkness, because that darkness we cover the stories of people that stay there. They take their own lives. They end this journey. And so I think he was reaching out to people that are in a dark place that you are not in, Jeff.
No, that's not true.
And I am not in.
And I have been there.
Right.
And I listen to motivation every day.
Right.
Every day of my life, so I don't go back in that place, right? I'm not saying there isn't a struggle for everybody, but everybody struggles. And maybe it's just the tainted... It's just the way these award shows are coming off to me, it's not sincere. And he hasn't been on this stage for a long time, and I'm not doubting that he's sincere. I know he is. It's just that going up there and you're like, I did this for the people in the back. Listen, man, I'm over it. You just had an award show last week. Okay. I'm over it. I thought it was the same thing. I'm just done with it. I don't get inspired by some of these stories. I do. Listen, I'm being a hater. I'm being a hater. Yeah. All right. Ratings for the Critics' Choice were down, like Sam said. 900,000 viewers. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh my gosh, a YouTube video gets more than that.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. When picking up her award for Best Actress, Cate Blanchett seemed to suggest these award shows are past their prime. Good point, Sam. Watch.
It's like, what is this? It's this patriarchal pyramid where someone stands up here. Why don't we just say there is a whole raft of female performances that are in concert and in dialogue with one another? And stop the televised horse race of it all.
I totally agree. She's kind of preaching my point.
Can we get Viola's face again? Because Viola was looking like, well, girl, why you come?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, you certainly walked up there and got your award.
Listen, that's fine. You guys can have your opinion, but 900,000 people tuned in, so she's talking to a lot of people. But go ahead. Yeah.
Well, no, I think, so Viola's, look, I just think, listen, and I'm going to be biased too, because I'm all here for the award shows because I'm attending one on February 25th. It's called the NAACP Image Award, where I am nominated.
Yes.
Well, that deserves a round of applause, but it's not your 300th award.
I understand that, but I think that for me, like, it's not so much about who is watching, it's about the moment of recognition amongst your peers. Now, I think certain award shows might mean different things to different people. Out of any possible award that I could have been nominated for, the NAACP means the most to me because it's Black people saying that I am contributing to the betterment of our culture. Maybe the Critics' Choice Award isn't the same thing for people, or maybe it might be the SAG or the Golden Globe, whatever it might be. But I do think it's about the actual idea of the recognition of that particular award.
And we see this in football. You know, players care about being voted with their peers to be voted into the Hall of Fame or voted All-Pro that season. And you also see, I'm sure, in real estate or any other business, like, hey, the best person. I don't know.
You need 10 of them? You need 10 award shows?
As many as
you have one award show. At the end, you have the Oscars, you have the Golden Globes, TV, movie.
That's it. Think, Jeff,
there's too many.
But I think your juxtaposition of the two is actually accurate, because you have Brendan Fraser and Kiwi Kwan, who for decades have wanted so badly to work again. You have Cate Blanchett, who, let's be honest, is invited to every single award show, always nominated. So for her, it's her everyday life. And to me, that really showed her privilege, and it kind of...
I didn't like that.
Me too.
I didn't like that, because just listen to what Erica said. If somebody gave the equivalent of that speech right before you went up and got your NAACP award, it's like, well, yeah, I guess I got it thanks to the patriarchy or whatever.
Listen, that's different, man. Yeah. How many times do you want to see Taylor Swift get an award? She gets 500 awards a year. She's going to end up like Cate Blanchett. It means nothing at some point when you're going when these people don't want to go. You know, when you have to go to a wedding when you're like, oh, I don't want to go to that. Right. They don't want to go.
But not everyone's a Cate Blanchett and a Taylor Swift. So someone like a Brendan Fraser can't wait to get up there and finally see the culmination of his hard work that he never thought would come to fruition.
Listen, totally, I like the juxtaposition, but it's just I'm getting tired of people giving their points of view that I don't care about. You did good in the movie. That's it. Talk about your movie. I don't want to hear who you're voting for. I don't want to hear what... Take the stage. I'm out of here. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Sybil Shepherd and Steve Guttenberg. They're telling us all about their new Lifetime movie, and are Carrie and Aiden back together in the Sex and the City reboot? It's a new year, and DBL is all the talk.
Let's get it going.
We had a lot to talk about last year.
I'm flexing every day.
And we're not stopping in 2023. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Where's the awards for like Step Brothers and movies like that? You know what I mean? I don't like.
Well, like MTV and like those types of networks, those are the kind of shows.
That's more my speed. I don't know. I'm just getting tired. There's too many. When I was looking on Instagram over the weekend, I'm like, dude, they're still doing the award show. I didn't even realize that there was a different award show, and I work in television.
I think there is. You have a point, and there's definitely something to the idea of like. For award, there's an entire award season in Hollywood, and it's like very condensed. And I do think that the general public are definitely saying like maybe this isn't something we're going to watch in real time. But also the difference between now and like 10 years ago is a lot of people are getting their information and their highlight moments. They're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, they're like watching the clips as opposed to watching the entire thing. So I think that contributes to the demise in viewing. But I do think that there's something to the idea of like, no, if we had a DBL award show, would a ton of people be interested in watching? Probably not. But if it were something that we agreed upon that there was a deeper meaning, would it be more meaningful to the people in this room? Probably.
For sure. And I'm not denying it. I think there is a place for award shows. I'm just saying, how many times could you see Jennifer Coolidge win an award? She gave that speech. It was great at the Golden Globes. Then she won again and gave another speech. It's like you take that authenticity of winning an award and being excited about it instead of just going up there and you're like, this is for Doug and Amy who helped me out with my makeup. It's like, okay, they're over it, I'm over it. That's where I'm at.
I didn't like Kate doing that, though.
Yeah, don't come.
Who was it?
From Big Love.
Oh, Bill Pullman?
Yeah, no, not Bill Pullman. Welcome back. Fans of Sex and the City were in a tizzy over the weekend. Sarah Jessica Parker posted a series of photos holding hands with John Corbett, who starred as Carrie's on-again, off-again boyfriend Aiden on the original series. She captioned this post with, "Shh, don't tell anyone." Erica, are you fired up?
I'm not fired up, but I was excited to know that they're doing another
season.
Yes, thank you.
Is it a series or a movie? Is that?
It's a series.
It's another series.
And honestly, I know a lot of people aren't excited about it because they weren't in love with the first season. But this is like comfort food for me, and so I just want to see the story continue to be told. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
This is like the award shows for me. It's enough already. It's enough.
Well, you don't have to watch it.
I'm not.
In your, like, what's
but I have to read about it.
Like, I can look at, and I know you hate Anne with an E, but if I know Anne of Green Gables and Gilbert, we all know who Gilbert is. If Anne of Green Gables and Gilbert came back together, I'd be super happy.
Nobody knows who you're talking about.
Nobody.
I was really trying to root with you.
Like Bert and Ernie are getting back together. You're like, who are these people?
So who are your two, though? Who are your two that you would want to see get back together?
John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell.
Okay. All right, so that's how the Sex and the City people
would be big.
Feel.
Yes, but you know, it's weird, Erica, you were saying that this is your comfort food, and I think it was for a lot of people, but now, especially if you look back at season 1, everything's being broken down into like, how come there were no black people in that neighborhood? And like there's like social issues are being discussed with this show. And I feel like when the original, it was just like on the couch, you know, with my homegirls and with my man watching Sex and the City, and now it's more of a cultural touchstone that we use to have conversations.
Okay, no, and I hear you. With the first season, actually, it was very much different. People were saying, oh, the effort has been too much to be woke. Mm-hmm. There's too much diversity, which I was like, okay. say, we just got here with diversity like yesterday, and now we're supposed to walk away. I don't think so. So yeah, that was more the thing. Like, everybody's represented. Like, Lord have mercy. Now, I do know that people felt like it was taking them out of the story. For me, it actually brought me into the story more. It made me feel a little bit more invested in the idea that during the first run of the show, we didn't have that to even think about because it was so not normalized in society and in media. So I'm excited to see it.
Can we see her outfit again? I just live for her looks. Let me see her look.
See, I'm just like, why are they walking down the middle of the street?
Look at that, you guys. A plaid jacket mixed with like a pink
blanket.
I love it. I want that whole look.
I don't like that.
Where are they going?
Why are you walking down the middle of the street? I don't get it.
They're in the middle of the street. First of all, walking your dog in the middle of the street, get on the sidewalk. I'm over it.
Nobody walks
Oh,
their
you live in the
dog
suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah, they
It's
do.
like nobody does
I'm like,
that
dude,
around
get
my
out of the
house.
street. Get out. People in my neighborhood. You know who you are.
Yeah. It's probably because people haven't been shoveling their sidewalks like they're supposed to.
That was a grandma statement if I've ever heard it.
Coming up on DBL, we talk with Sybil Shepherd and Steve Guttenberg about their new Lifetime movie called How to Murder Your Husband. What a great title.
You've probably heard Stevie Wonder's wildly popular song, Happy Birthday. A viral tweet says Wonder's song was written to promote the movement to make MLK Day a federal holiday. Verify viewer Erica asked if this is true. So let's verify using these sources. Stevie Wonder was heavily involved in the movement to make Martin Luther King Jr. Day a national holiday.
Please join me urging the U.S. Senate and your senators in particular to vote yes on S-400, a bill to make Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a national holiday.
Wonder gave that speech on August 27, 1983, during a rally for the 20th anniversary of the March on Washington. Following the speech, Wonder sang Happy Birthday, the fifth track on side 2 of his 1980 album, Hotter Than July.
And in truth, our hearts will sing, thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday.
The original vinyl sleeve for the album directly advocated for King's birthday to become a national holiday. And according to Motown Records, the record label which released the song, Happy Birthday became the signature song of the MLK Day campaign. So we can verify, yes, Stevie Wonder did write the song Happy Birthday to support making Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a national holiday. With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till. Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back to DBL. You may remember a real-life headline of an aspiring romance novelist who was found guilty of murdering her husband back in 2018. The story went from headline to Lifetime, and we sat down with Sybil Shepherd and Steve Guttenberg to talk all about their leading roles in Lifetime's How to Murder Your Husband. Take a look.
Hey, everybody.
We're so happy to have you two. Now, Steve, you've already made an appearance on our show without you even realizing it. We bought a cameo for Tori. Let's just roll it. So this might trigger your memory.
T-Bone. Oh my gosh.
Tori, it's good to hear. You know, I do remember doing that, and that was so cool. And you're so sweet. And thanks for giving me such love. You're a doll.
Well, I love the chemistry that we share. Just kidding. You share as Nancy and Steve. You guys were strangers before the movie, and I wanted to know, Sybil, Steve, what were your first impressions of each other?
I fell in love instantly.
Yes, girl.
I love with this man. Oh my God. And then I had to kill him.
Little murder between friends.
Oh man.
The first time we met was in the makeup room. I was nervous because I'm really a big fan of yours. When Sybil walks in, Sybil's a movie star.
Yeah.
So, you know, and she's tall and beautiful. And Sybil walked into the makeup area and, you know, said hi to me and sat down and started getting to her work. and Moonlighting, Glenn Gordon Caron.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm working with Sybil Shepherd. Sybil wants to be really great in every scene. She's asking, why do I do this? What's my motivation? Why would I create this? Why would I walk in? And those are great questions. And for another actor, it ups your game. So when you work with Sybil, you got to up your game a little bit, which is great because I want to be really good.
It's an honor to ask two such accomplished actors. I've always wondered this question. Is there more pressure when you're playing a real person to be true to who they were and portray that on film?
I had to learn who that person was, and a lot of the ways I learn, actors learn differently, and I'll just speak for myself, that I take 50% of who I am by the gray wig that they handmade for my hair, and the way they did my makeup, and then learning about her, reading about her, seeing interviews of her, and then trying to forget her because I had to become her.
If it's a true-to-life character, I kind of think it's a little bit easier because I have something to work off of. So I look at the videos and I look at the voice and I watch as much as I can and read as much as I can about that person. And then, basically, I think it's an imitation. A lot of the scenes are imagined in the writer's mind. You're trying to respect and honor that character, especially because Daniel Brophy, who I'm playing, was dead.
Right.
So I want to honor his memory and just do the best job I can as an actor. And, frankly, I want to work. I want to get another job after this.
I love it. Yeah.
That's the best answer. We all know Nancy Brophy, but you two have taken a deep dive more than anybody else. So do either of you have empathy for Nancy Brophy after learning everything you have?
Our father was a violent alcoholic. Now, my father was a violent alcoholic, but my father was also a great man and a wonderful man. He taught me to play football in the front yard, which was a very useful skill. But then, like I did when I left Memphis at 18, and I for the first interview for a film, and the guy said, can we get down on the floor and rehearse the love scenes? And I did not get down. Instead, I crossed my arms across my chest and said, I don't think so.
Yes.
I wanted to know if there are any scenes that actually scared you to shoot. Was there any moments you were fearful?
It was terrifying, actually, to shoot this man, but I couldn't act that way. My character had to not be terrified to shoot my wonderful husband, played by one of the most brilliant actors and sweetest guys I've ever known, and having to kill him. That was a tough one. I had to be the character now.
Steve, were you scared of Sybil?
Well, Sybil's, I mean, I'm not, I am frightened. I'm frightened of all women.
Good answer.
That's a smart man.
Sybil's a great actress. So the one scene where she's supposed to kill me, and I've told you this, that I looked in her eyes when she's talking to me before she kills me, and it scared the crap out of me. She was a murderer. Wow. And I went, whoa, that's like too much.
Thank you both for taking the time. Sybil Shepherd, Steve Guttenberg, thank you to our viewers.
Wait, the chemistry between those.
I know.
And Steve, yeah.
Tori, how to marry your husband.
What a pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Ciao, ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
How to Murder Your Husband, the Nancy Brophy story, is streaming now only on Lifetime. We will be right back.
According to the latest data from the CDC, almost 20% of kids and teens ages 2 to 19 are obese. That's about 14.7 million children. We spoke with a doctor about these new guidelines and are getting you the facts. Our sources, the American Academy of Pediatrics, or AAP, pediatrician Dr. Soren Johnson with Novant Health, Robin Hood Pediatrics, and the CDC. According to the CDC, 12% of kids 2 to 5 are clinically obese, and it only gets worse from there, with 20% of kids 6 to 11 suffering from obesity.
This is something that's kind of accumulated over years, and the percentages just keep moving up.
So let's take a look at those new guidelines. They recommend initial interventions requiring upwards of 26 hours over 3 to 12 months of intense in-person behavior and lifestyle treatment, which include coaching on nutrition, nutrition, physical activity, and changes in behavior. AAP states this approach should be used for kids 6 and older, but it could be used for those as young as 2. After intensive therapy, the AAP states weight loss drugs should be considered for adolescents as young as 12 years old, and 13-year-olds with severe obesity should be evaluated for weight loss surgery.
They are trying to bring that to the forefront and say, look, we should be talking with our patients at a younger age and considering this. It used to be kind of 16 years old and up that we would consider that bariatric surgery as an option.
Dr. Johnson says medication and surgery would be used in extreme cases, and it's important for families to speak with their doctors to figure out what's best for their children. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
Republican George Santos has taken his seat as a congressman representing Long Island. After he won his seat in November, news reports revealed he had embellished or outright fabricated much of his personal and professional history. Some Republican leaders have called for Santos to resign, but he's refused to do that. So what actions can be taken against him? Can a sitting member of Congress be removed from office? Let's verify. Our sources, the Constitution and the Congressional Research Service. Article 1, Section 5 of the Constitution says that a 2/3 majority vote in the House is needed to expel one of its members. The Constitution then requires a special election be held to replace them. So we can verify, yes, a sitting member of Congress can be removed from office. But House Republicans have not indicated they have any intention of expelling Santos. Only 20 members of Congress have ever been expelled, 18 for treason, mostly during the Civil War, and 2 for corruption. And expulsion by 2/3 vote is the only way to remove a sitting member unless they resign or die. The Constitution provides no mechanism for voters or anyone else to recall a member. And even being convicted of a crime and sent to prison can't by itself remove someone from office. They'd still need to be expelled in a vote. Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy has said he doesn't want Santos to be on any important committees, but that he won't keep him off committees altogether. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Welcome back. Did you know that just 6 minutes of intense exercise every day can boost your brain's lifespan? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. A new study found short but intense exercise can increase a special protein in the brain linked to learning and memory. Boosting this protein in the brain protects from age-related cognitive decline, which can delay the onset of conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. In the study, scientists found that brief but vigorous exercise is the best way to increase this protein compared to a lengthy session of light exercise. But make sure you're getting your heart rate up for at least 6 minutes. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-813-6801 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. I just think about something about Mary when he's like, oh yeah, until someone comes up with 5-minute abs. And he's like, you can't get a workout in 5 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Totally.